this part of the Garry Moore Show is brought to you by Yardley Lavender. For the freshest, youngest feeling in the world, use Yardley Lavender. And here's Garry.
Now we come to the part of our Friday show, which I think excites me more than anything else we do, because not only is it entertaining, but it accomplishes something. You constantly hear people saying, we need new faces in show business. We need new talent. How do young people get a break? The toughest jump in the world is from local television to network television. So we, over a period of the past 4 weeks, have gotten in touch with our local affiliated stations all over the country and asked them to send us their candidates for their the best entertainers that they have. We just finished one of our contests last week. You see, what happens is we have somebody come in once a week every 3 weeks, every Friday for 3 weeks, and then our board of judges, who consist of Dan... Something just blew. Oh, is it a bulb? Fear not, a bulb just blew out. So our board of judges consists of Dan Friendly, who books the acts at the Palace Theater, and Max Gordon, who books the acts in the Village Vanguard, and Ann Higginbotham, who is radio and TV editor of Radio TV Magazine. And the young lady last week was Maureen Arthur, and she opens at the Palace Theater next Friday, on November the 11th. Now we have a young man who comes to us from Cleveland, Ohio. And here's a guy we think has got a real great chance. Well, maybe you know him then. Let's give a large hand to young Dick Ho, H-O-H, Dick Ho.
When there's a shine on your shoes and a melody in your heart, what a wonderful, happy feeling. A wonderful way to start to face that world every day with a beatly unbited eye. Little melody that is making where some world go by when you walk down that street with a happy-go-lucky beat. You'll find a lot what I'm repeating when there's a shine on your shoes and a melody in your heart. What a wonderful way to start the day. Now there's a shine that you get in a barber shop where the boy is going ziggity-zig with his strop. And there's a shine that you get in a Pullman car where the man is going beat me daddy, ate to the bar. And there's a shine that you get when the bills are paid from the waiter or the porter or the upstairs maid. But it really doesn't matter where you get it. Now it'll do a lot of good if you just let it. Now just a little bit of polish will abolish what's bothering you and you and you. Oh, and there's the shine on your shoes and the melody in your heart. What a wonderful, happy feeling. Wonderful way to start to face that world every day with a beatly unbited eye. Little melody that is making where some world go by when you walk down that street with a happy-go-lucky beat. You'll find a lot what I'm repeating when there's a shine on your shoes and a melody in your heart. What a wonderful way to start the day. With a shine on your shoes and some happy news, crease in your hat, smart cravat, what a wonderful way to start the day. I was a stranger in the city. Out of town were the people I knew. I had that feeling of self-pity. What to do, what to do, what to do. The outlook was decidedly blue. But as I walked through the foggy streets alone, it turned out to be the luckiest day I've known. A foggy day in London town had me low, had me down. I viewed the morning with much alarm. That British Museum had lost its charm. How long, I wondered, could this thing last? But the age of miracles hadn't passed, so And through foggy London town, the sun was shining, shining, shining everywhere. How long, I wonder, could this thing last? But the age of miracles hadn't passed, for suddenly I saw you there, and through foggy London town, the sun was shining
Dick Ho, in case you're wondering, the word Ho, the name Ho spelled backwards is pronounced Ho.
Right.
It's H-O-H. And we're grateful, Dick, to the folks at WXEL-TV in Cleveland for sending you as their representative. Grateful to United Airlines for the transportation. And very interesting story because Dick became a singer almost by accident. He was born in, where was it?
Coudersport, PA.
How many people in Coudersport, PA?
About 2,999.
Then that was after you left.
That was after I left.
And he was one of 8 children, and his mother died when he was quite young, and his father died when he was about 12, and the last 4 children had to go to an orphanage up in Erie where Dick became interested in art, isn't that right?
That's right.
In art, and then finally after that he went to art school for a year in...
Edinburgh and then Chicago.
Then in Chicago, then in the Army, how long?
3 years.
3 years in the Army, and then after that he went back to art school, decided he didn't want to be an artist, decided he wanted to be an actor, wasn't it?
Right.
How'd you get to sing?
Well, somewhere along the line, I started doing musical comedy in Cleveland. This was how I got to Cleveland.
Yeah?
And out of the musical comedy came nightclub work, and here I am. And TV.
So here's a fellow who's getting pushed toward fame, I guess. Well, Dick, why don't you rush back and get ready for your number? I'll wander over here and introduce it, huh? We've heard Dick now in a couple of tunes that are up and kind of jazzy. I'd like you to hear him in another facet of his talent, and it's one of the old songs, hard to sing, beautiful when done right. It's one of Ken Carson's favorites, as a matter of fact. It's The Birth of the Blues, Dick Ho.
Oh, they say some people long ago were searching for a different tune, one that they could croon as only they can. They only had the rhythm, so they started swaying to and fro. They didn't know just what to use, and that is how the blues really began. They heard the breeze in the trees, singing weird melodies, and they call that the start of the blues. And from that jail came a wail of a downhearted frail, and they made that a part of the blues. From a whippoorwill high on a hill, they took a new note, then they pushed it through a horn till it was worn into a blue note. And then they nursed it, and they rehearsed it, and gave out the news that the Southland gave birth to the blues. From a whippoorwill high on a hill, they took a new note, then they pushed it through a horn till it was worn into a blue note. And then they nursed it, and they rehearsed it, and gave out all that news that the South planned gave birth to the blues.
Come back, take a bow. Dick Holt. Dick Ho from WXEL-TV in Cleveland, Ohio, and they should be very proud of him. Now,
Good-looking guy.
oh, yeah, sing the beautiful low tones. Durward's wife is going to do the commercial today. Now then, we arrive at a moment on our show which is very gratifying for all of us. For this fall season of 1955, we have been conducting a sort of talent search among the various affiliated stations of our CBS network, in the belief that there must be a great deal of very good young talent performing on the local stations. Each Friday, we invite some one CBS station to send us its most likely candidate for network performance. We have a different young performer come to us every 3 weeks, and then our board of experts picks out the one that they think is the best of the three talents. And then that young man or young lady, as the case may be, is invited back to our show for a return appearance, and he is then given a week's engagement at either the famous Palace Theater here in New York or the equally famous Village Vanguard nightclub here in New York. Our board of judges, highly qualified people. They consist of Dan Friendly of the Palace Theater, Max Gordon of the Village Vanguard, and Miss Ann Higginbotham, who is editor of the TV Radio Mirror. And today is the day to announce the winner of the competition that's been running over the past 3 weeks. Now, if you'll remember, 3 weeks ago, we had a young fellow named Dick Ho from WXEL-TV in Cleveland. Then 2 weeks ago, we had Jack Valentine and the Tommy Ferguson Trio from WCAU-TV in Philadelphia. And last week, Shirley Jester from WKRC-TV in Cincinnati. And our judges decided that the winner was Dick Ho from Cleveland. In fact, I'll tell you this, they were so enthusiastic about him that instead of just giving him the 1 week at the Village Vanguard, which is part of the agreement, they, of their own free will, they booked him up for 2 weeks to begin with, and options for further weeks. So we think this young fellow is really on his way. So here is a very happy young man for his return performance to our show. Here is Dick Ho.
I've got the world on a string, sitting on a rainbow, got the string around my finger. What a world, what a life, I'm in love. I've got a song I can sing, I can make the rain go anytime I move my finger. Lucky me, can't you see, I'm in love. Life's a beautiful thing, as long as I hold the string. I'd be a silly so-and-so if I should ever let go. I've got the world on a string, sitting on a rainbow, got the string around my finger. What a world, what a life, I'm in love. Life is a beautiful thing, as long as I hold the string. I'd be a silly so-and-so if I should ever let go. I've got the world on a string, sitting on a rainbow, got the string around my finger. What a world, I say, what a life. Baby, I'm in love.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you, sir.
I just had an idea. Let me get over here on my kind of microphone. Durward, come into the picture for a minute, will you please, old friend? You know Dick Ho, don't you?
Congratulations, Dick.
Thank you, sir.
Wonderful.
I'm just thinking, wouldn't they make a nifty pair of bookends? You know. How tall are you, Dick?
6'4".
6'4", yeah, well, same thing as Durbert is. Yeah. A matched pair. Listen, we are so delighted about this. I would like to say, first of all, that I scrupulously keep out of any of the judging. I do not attend the meetings between the three judges when they decide who is the winner, and I keep my mouth shut. I have my own private wishes. And I've been rooting for this guy for a long time because I think he's really got it. Dick, when do you open down at the Vanguard?
On December 1st, a week from, next Thursday.
Uh-huh.
Next Thursday, December 1st.
And for 2 weeks, huh?
For 2 weeks, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Have you heard from your folks from your hometown?
Yeah, everybody from Countersport, I think, sent a telegram, and they were very happy that Countersport was mentioned, especially that you mentioned it. They said to thank you.
Well, I'll tell you frankly, I'd never heard of Countersport, but I'm very glad that I have. Now I do know about it. So, Dick, we have a mark there for you. You're right on it. I wanted to give you a little change of style on Dick here, something a little bit on the slower beat side, and this is Rockabye Your Baby with a Dixie Melody.
Right. Thank you. Rockabye your baby with a Dixie melody. When you croon a tune from the heart of Dixie. Oh, hang that cradle, mammy mine, right on that Mason-Dixon line, and swing it from Virginia to Tennessee with all the love that's in you. Weep no more, my lady, sing that song again for me. Old Black Joe, just as though you had me on your knee. A million baby kisses I would deliver when you start singing that old Swanee River. Rockabye, your rockabye baby with a Dixie melody. Weep no more, my lady, sing that song again for me. Old Black Joe, just as though you had me on your knee. A million baby kisses I would deliver when you start singing that old Swanee River. Rockabye, your rockabye baby with a Dixie melody.
Go back for a bow, boy. It's real exciting to see a young fella getting started on the way there. The name is Dick Ho, H-O-H. Spelled backwards, pronounced Dick Ho. He's got those names you can use either way. Next week, we're going to have...
May, let's hit the road.
Awkward.
Did you find?
What a swell.
You know, drunk or not, he's nice. Awful nice.
Just darling. Come on.